Well, no one saw this coming, as the Cleveland Cavaliers' desperate need for a backup center was acquired at this year's free agency. Kenny Atkinson and co. have decided to not really give the center that they acquired in the offseason much playing time at all, and actually recently has played 0 minutes, 3 minutes, 0 minutes, and that's what we're here to talk about today. The downfall of Thomas Bryant's playing time and what may have happened this season alone, and why Kenny Atkinson might be deciding to not play him as much. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Cavs Digest. I'm Matt Palange. The weekend is around the corner. Hope you guys are excited to get to that. But come learn about the Cavaliers, talk about the Cavaliers before the weekend hits. Cavs won yesterday. Talked about that. It was a nasty win. Really, really gross to watch. I talked about that, so go check out that video. We also have someone new joining the channel. So excited to have Evan come on and introduce himself and post some videos for us. So you're going to be able to see my videos as well as his as just games come out and the season continues. But before we get into all the news today, just one quick word about today's sponsor, that being the amazing Kalshi. Kalshi is the largest prediction market on their US, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events. Just click the link at the top of the description and make sure you enter code DIGESTNBA to get $20 off when you trade your first 100. And whether you're in California, Texas, or Cleveland, or anywhere else in the US, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, all on a regulated market where you can literally cash out at any time. Let me tell you, who is going to get traded where? You can even predict stuff like that on Kalshi, and that's what makes Kalshi so amazing. You can predict who's going to get traded at the trade deadline. You can predict any sort of statistic that you can think of, and that is what makes Kalshi such a unique and great market, as well as the basic stuff like who's going to win this year's big game, who's going to take home the Lombardi Trophy. You can go ahead and make your prediction on Kalshi right now. It's genuinely just a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. So go ahead and download Kalshi with the link in the top of the description. Don't forget to use code DIGESTNBA to get your $20 bonus. And thanks once again to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. So thank you once again to our sponsor, Kalshi. Make sure you click the link at the top of the description. But I think it's time to talk about Thomas Bryant and the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, because as we see it, this team has been underperforming. They are at the 5 seed now. They've been better as of late. Yesterday, they were horrible for a game that they won, but it's okay. But one thing that stood out, I talked about some things yesterday, but one thing that really, really stood out to me is how Thomas Bryant's playing time is completely gone at this point. It seems like he is the hype man for the Cavaliers. He is there for energy, which I personally, giving my opinion before we dive into some more facts, I think it's pretty horrible that he's not playing. And I'll be honest, I don't think it's his fault. I don't think it's his fault that he's undeserving of playing time, because last year in the playoffs, he was kind of cooking our starting center when he came into the game. It looked like the way he moves off the ball, the way that he would crash the glass and hustle, it seemed as if that he was worthy of being one of the best backup centers in the NBA when he joined us. And as I said, our starting center, Jarrett Allen, I thought Thomas Bryant played phenomenal against Jarrett Allen and sometimes outperformed Jarrett Allen. So why would Thomas Bryant not get playing time? Well, as I said, I think the only person to blame, in my opinion, is head coach Kenny Atkinson for the way that he has treated Thomas Bryant this season. I think that he has really, really saw an opportunity to see someone that can make a jumper. I think he wanted Thomas Bryant to just be there to stretch the floor as a center. He wanted Thomas Bryant to pop and doesn't have Thomas Bryant crashing the glass, playing pick and pop. Why doesn't he crash the glass on the offensive side versus just always staying on the perimeter? I wouldn't blame that on Thomas Bryant. This guy just has Thomas Bryant come in and shoot top of the key three and sub him out. In games that he really, really got good playing time, there was a game where I think he played 15 minutes because Jarrett Allen was injured, and he put up like 12 points. Missed like one shot from the field, had like 8 boards. I thought he was really, really good, and I think that that's the stuff Thomas Bryant is capable of. The biggest issue is just now his minutes and maybe his utilization, because, as I said, when the Pacers played the Cavs, I thought Thomas Bryant really got the best of Jarrett Allen. I want to explain what he does well off the ball. So this is just a good contest. He immediately seals. I'm going to play that back one more time. Sorry, I know we were in it. Let me play it back one more time. So he's the help guy here. He helps on Donovan Mitchell, puts Donovan Mitchell down. He backs up into Evan Mobley and helps a box out because he saw no Cavalier on the opposite side. Then he immediately hits the perimeter and then goes down low. He has never, I'll be honest, he's probably done that a couple times for the Cavs, but that clip specifically really, really shows you that he's so valuable off the ball because he can shoot, and he runs the floor super, super well. But in Cleveland, it looks like he wants to stay out the perimeter versus going to play help defense against the Bucks. He played like there's really moments where he plays phenomenal. I think he's a great player. I think he's a really good backup center. But it just seems like it's Atkinson's the way he uses them that's bad, and I'm not a big fan of it, man. Especially with like what we've talked about. Last year, our backup center was Tristan Thompson. We were in desperate need of a backup center. We signed Thomas Bryant. We also signed Larry Nance, but I don't think Larry Nance is going to ever play. Like the Larry Nance experiment's kind of over at this point. Let's be real. And he's not going to play center for us. He's going to play power forward, if anything. He's also hurt a lot. But Tristan Thompson was our only backup center last year. You're never going to win with that guy as your backup center. Let's be real with ourselves, right? So Thomas Bryant was in a good spot. We really had questions surrounding if Jarrett Allen was good enough. So we were like, let's get a backup center. We also didn't like the fact that when Jarrett Allen would get tired, you got no one else to play in his spot. Had to do something about it. We get Thomas Bryant. Like, so what in the world happened? Well, just alone this season, 5 points, 3 rebounds on 9 minutes. That's on 50-34. That's a really good quality 9 minutes, in my opinion. I'm fine with the guy. I mean, in 9 minutes, you probably 3 boards in 9 minutes. That's a board every 3 minutes, which is like not great, but it's not bad. Like he's also 28. He has decent averages. He has pretty good efficiency at the center spot. The problem is he shoots too much. I mean, 60% on corner threes is pretty good. All of his threes are off the pass, which is fine. That's how it should be. And almost 50% of his shots being threes is pretty embarrassing in my opinion. Thomas Bryant has showcased his ability to shoot, but especially in Indiana last year, one thing that I loved about him was his box out ability, his ability to crash the glass, and I thought that he showcased that. So when we got him, he was a steal. I titled the video, "This is a steal for the Cavs." I loved it. I thought it was the perfect need for Cleveland. The last thing they really needed was a backup center due to the fact that we only had Tristan Thompson and Jarrett Allen. Love these two. I don't love Jarrett Allen, but I like Jarrett Allen. But anyways, so I think we had the right showcase of but Jarrett Allen's kind of improved a little bit. Like he's kind of been good when he's healthy. It looks like he's more willing to rebound the ball, I guess. Although I think his rebounding averages might have gone down, so I might have lied. But like this just isn't good enough at the center spot, man. It's not. It's not good enough at the center spot. Like you don't have a backup, so they're going back to what they did last year with utilizing Evan Mobley at the backup center with Dean Wade as the power forward. So instead of having to really play a center, you instead can just move Mobley to the 5 and then move Dean Wade to the 4, and you won't have to worry about playing a center. I don't think that's the right way for the Cavs to go about. I think that this guy should get more minutes. And as I said, it was a vet minimum, and we were going into the season. Every time we posted a video on this channel about free agency rumors and all that stuff, it was like, oh, doesn't matter, get a backup center. It was like, okay, decent signing, let's go get a backup center. Get Larry Nance, who played like 30 games last year and shot really good from the 3-point line, and was like, he can't really play the 5, decent pickup, let's go get a backup center. That's all we talked about last year. Someone to just replace Tristan Thompson, someone to help Jarrett Allen, and we got a guy that I believe is better than Tristan Thompson, and we're playing him just as much as Tristan Thompson. You cannot tell me that Tristan Thompson is worthy of the same amount of minutes as Thomas Bryant in the big 2026. Just saying. Especially when you look at the stats, look at the minutes. This is why I showed you his season stats, and I also want to show you guys this. 0, 3, 0, 5, 0, 3, 0, 0, 15. 15's great. Drew 4 free throws, got 4 rebounds, 7 points. Wasn't mad at it. That's a pretty good game, 15 minutes against the Pistons. They didn't play that bad. They lost, but they didn't play that bad. Oh, and right under that, the game against the Nuggets, 0 minutes. We are not a serious basketball team if we're playing our backup center the same amount of minutes we were playing Tristan freaking Thompson last year. We were desperate need for a backup 5 to replace Double T. So you know what we do? We get a guy, and then we play him 0. Oh, let me show you it again. Then we play him 0, 3, 0, 5, 0, 3, 0, 0, 15, 0. I said more zeros than anything else, by the way. I wish I had that many zeros next to my name. But let me tell you, not for minutes, right? That minimum deal, I understand that. Why? What are we doing? Oh, you know why? Because we have Naquan Tomlin rebounding, right? It's not going to do it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please leave your comments below how you feel about the Thomas Bryant playing time right now, because I think it's kind of an issue. Share this video with your friends. Like this video. Comment below your thoughts. I'm Matt Palange. Thanks for joining me here on Cavs Digest.